Hey guys, we are back. I'm back from looking at the puppy. And we are going to get back to work on the dungeon. And I'm going to have a drink. This is not an endorsement for anyone. No one is paying me to do this. In fact, my wife's laughing at me. Okay. So, yeah, we went to see the new puppy. I say puppy, but she's 3 years old. Cute dog. But let's look at this. So, first thing is filling this in. This is going to be fun. And when I say fun, that's in the sarcastic vein of the term. Building out these really, really big areas is always kind of difficult, kind of a little bit tedious. Wow, I almost wish my survival world could have areas like this. Alright, so I also wish there was a faster way to do this. And I'm sure somebody out there is going to know a faster way to do it, and they're going to tell me, and I'm going to look like an idiot. But this is how I know how to do it right now. So, for any of you who were around last time I did this, I had to clean out the mountain. I was hollowing out the mountain to do it. I ended up, it was just, even in creative mode, it was just taking way too long. So I ended up basically just laying down big long strips of dynamite, just the same way I'm doing this. I would hollow out a section, like just literally one line. Lay down a big long strip of dynamite, and then I'd light it off and just watch the whole thing go kablooey. That was actually kind of satisfying, but it took forever. And then I had to put in the floor, just like I'm doing now. Get myself a snack. Hold on a second. I'm not seeing. I'm just going to refresh this. There we go. I'm here. Oh, that is the wrong one. I'm just checking the live stream just to make sure that I'm streaming correctly. No, that is the other one. All right. So I'm going to assume that I am out there. I'm going to assume, yeah, well, it says I'm live now, but I never know. I never know. Ah, there I am. Okay, cool. Apparently I'm not really all that good at this streaming stuff again. Okay, good. Oops. And then from here, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down redstone lines just so I can mark out the grid patterns. so I can understand what's a graph grid, the way I've got it written out on paper here. Basically, so I know where the walls are going to go versus the actual corridors. And then I'll pick it all up. I'm going to have to do that on every... oh, that's interesting. I'm going to have to do that on every level. Get in there. I'll get it. Oh, look at that. I'll go back and get fill in the parts later. Yeah, so if somebody knows a better way to lay down these big swaths, let me know, because this is a bit of a pain. Oh, looks like the sun's going down again. I must have this world set to be a very, very fast day-night cycle. I'm going to just put a torch down here, so... At some point I'm going to be inside of a dungeon anyway, so it's just going to always be dark. On my Windows 10 copy, I've got a creative world also. I use it for redstone testing. And I had to do this too. You know, build a big flat place for it. I see some of these other YouTubers, and they have a flat seed world. I don't know how to get that seed world up, so yeah, no, I'm probably not the smartest puppy. Yeah, it seems like I've got the episode numbers switched around right now. I'll have to change that because obviously we're on episode 2 right now. I'm guessing they don't come after me in creative mode. They don't come after me. Sorry, I was having a little fun there. Get out of there. Ooh, 2 Mr. Creepers. Snack time. I told you this could get tedious, right? Imagine how much work it is for me doing it. It'll be interesting to see who watches every single episode from start to finish. I can get analytics on stuff like that. Just to see if any of this is actually not boring for any particular people out there. Basically, anybody who is as weird as I am to like this kind of stuff. Probably one of my favorite things about Minecraft is building all of these really, really cool. These really, really cool dungeons and things. And this is only the first half. I gotta go over and do the other side. Isn't that fun? And then that's just the dungeon. Then I gotta fill out the stuff around it so I hide it and make it look like a mountain. Because this is gonna have to look like a mountain. Last time I did this, I created some pretty cool and fairly difficult to find secret entrances. That's actually another thing. There is actually a secret entrance about halfway up this thing. I'm gonna have to find a good way to hide that too. I hear a big truck outside my house. I wonder if it's the Amazon guy. I I ordered something off of Amazon last week, and I was tracking the package, and all of a sudden, at one point, the package, the tracking said, "Return to sender, customer return," and I'm like, I didn't return this. Come to find out, they had given it to USPS at one point to deliver, and USPS is the one that returned it. I'm guessing they damaged it somehow. Get out of there. That means those will have to go too, because I don't want them. Oh, yeah, look at that. All the bad guys are burning. So yeah, so I'm waiting. So they returned to sender, so I had to actually call Amazon and ask for a refund. Actually, I just wanted them to send me out another one, but they said, no, you got to ask for a refund, and then you got to buy it again. I'm like, but I didn't send it back. Doesn't matter. So they gave me a refund, and then I just immediately reordered it again. Which seems a little silly, all things considered, but hey. What do I know, right? What do you... Get out of here! Don't you be taking away 8 pieces of my dungeon. I'm putting a lot of effort into making this thing. Although, the fact that I'm videotaping the entire thing this time will tell me exactly how long it takes. Because last time, I didn't videotape the entire thing. I did most of it without you guys seeing it. And then I just gave you little glimpses into it, into the construction as it was being built. Look at that. Why doesn't my my survival server ever have iron right up on the frickin' plains? Oh, yeah, there you go. Thanks there, Enderman. It's not like I don't put enough of these stupid things in the wrong places. You gotta bring dirt up and dump it on top of my nice clean floor. Excuse me. Come on. I'd love to see if I can get my buddy Jerry into something like this, but I think he'd rip his eyes out. He needs, shall we say, slightly more stimulation than a game like this provides. Whereas I've always been more of the cerebral, you know, figure out stuff. Oh wow, there's a nice mountain over there. Why hollow out a mountain when I can make my own? You know, I'm half tempted to leave that tree there, just growing in the dungeon. That would be funny. Oh, looks like I'm gonna have to get rid of some earth over there. If anyone's got any questions, just ask away. Gives me something to talk about while I'm doing this. This point, the work right now is just completely mindless work. It does not take a lot of effort. The most difficult thing is just getting the backing up movement speed right with the speed of laying down the blocks. Every time I screw it up, I put one extra on top or on bottom, or I miss one, or something. I can't miss now. The only way I can miss one is if I'm skimming that wall too closely. Underneath doesn't bother me so much, but on top I kind of have to get rid of, just so I can lay out the right grid pattern later. And I definitely have to make sure that I get all the block placements registered correctly, because last time I was doing this, I got off by one block on one of the floors. I had to redo the entire level because the stairs didn't line up anymore. This dungeon is very precise. There is no tolerance for error. None. When you've got stairs going up and down, spanning 10 different floors, you have to be very precise. For any of you that watched my Popsicle Stick Mansion build, I still have the Popsicle Stick Mansion downstairs, and I have not done any work on it since the last episode. And I do have, you should see my garage. I did a lot of work in my garage. Honest to God, I love my garage. So I have a beautiful garage now, so I might actually start doing up the Popsicle Stick Mansion again sometime soon. And then eventually, I still want to blow it up. I want to build it, take some videos with it, and then I want to blow it up. Well, I just learned something new. I don't remember before. I could be wrong. I'm often a little bit slow. But I don't remember before if I held down the mouse button, it would drop a block, multiple blocks for me, and it seems to be doing that now. So I don't know if that's a new thing or it's just me being slow. Because me being slow is a distinct possibility. Wow, that is a pretty fast day-night cycle. Wow. I gotta knock this tree down. Yeah, this has always been a problem in the dungeon as I've been building it too, is making sure that I have light. Aziz, light! Does anybody remember where that comes from? Sorry, I'm full of random stuff. I am a very random person. Oh, this is kind of mesmerizing. I'm almost going to sleep. No, I have monsters in my dungeon. That's okay, because I don't have walls in my dungeon yet. I just gotta go down just a tiny bit. Makes it easier. I was up because of that piece of land that was nearby that was causing me to get caught every time. But now that I don't have to worry about that, assuming I'm right, then life will be easier. Another Enderman. Those Endermen are a pain in the butt. Getting close. I really kind of want to do the other side before I start laying down the grid lines. I wonder what he's going to think of it when I put a roof there and he can't stand there anymore. Three more lines to go. This is one. Two, almost there. Stay on target. Almost there. There we go. First half done. Whew. All right, that's half. And you know what? Just to be fun, I'm actually going to run the redstone down the middle. There we go. That is my middle line. Now eventually I'm going to have to remove that because there are going to be blocks on that line. So basically everywhere where there's a red line is the possibility that a wall is going to go. So if I can explain out what I was trying to say a little bit earlier. That, nope. That is essentially what it's gonna look like. So inside is the possibility that it's going to be a corridor, room, whatever, and then the only place that the walls can go are on the spots where those red lines are. And basically what I'm doing is I'm turning this big thing into a huge sheet of graph paper. And you know what? Let's just take a look here and see. What I want to do is I want to count up. 1, 2, 3. I just want to count up how many squares I get by doing this. And the reason for doing that is I want to check my math. 1, 2, 3. Oops. 1, 2, 3. I want to check my math to make sure I've got the right number of squares that I counted. Oops. And that's the thing about doing it this way. I can see very quickly, see, that's wrong, right? You can see very quickly that's wrong. And if I did this, you can see very quickly that that's wrong too. So every third space, 1, 2, 3, I put a line. One, 2, 3. Woohoo! So that means I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's actually too many. That will give me 36. And Going back to my trusty notebook. I only need 23 by 31. And this way is the way that I only need 23. So I'll have a little bit left over. So if I pull that up. So this is going to be 36 by 36, but I only need 23 by 31. So I will have to make sure that I mark that out correctly, but I'm going to have to run the grids on the whole thing in order to make this work correctly. While I'm here, and it's daytime, I need to get most of this stuff out of here. I will likely leave a lot of this here because, and not only will I have to leave a lot of this here, I'm going to have to come out a little bit further there and basically make this whole river is going to have to be underground. So I'll create kind of an arch there. And I might even leave that tree as growing underground, which actually is kind of cool to me. But I gotta get these out of here. Actually, again, I might leave them growing underground, but I at the very least have to get the spot where I'm going to put the floor has to be. All right. And when I'm able to do it right, this goes a lot easier. If I can keep this at that perfect level height there, then I can never put the wrong block in the wrong place. Here's the problem, though, is in order to get over this, I have to be up slightly. And then that always causes this, because no longer am I doing it straight. Oh, and I'm going to have to, pretty sure I'm going to have to get rid of some of that, too. Or I might leave it as dirt, actually. Might not hurt anything if I leave it as dirt. I'll think about it. If somebody wants to give me a suggestion, should I leave that that patch of dirt as dirt, or should I turn it into stone? A lot of the stuff under here, I don't know. Yeah, a lot of the stuff under here I'm going to have to fill in. But it'd be nice to create some sort of a natural cave underneath, just for the visual representation. You know what? I'm going to... know what trying to do two at the same time is dumb. Just slows the whole process down. Yeah, aside from the actual dungeon itself, which I hesitate to say that I planned it out very carefully, because I am still like when I build these dungeons, I just kind of build what feels right. But generally, I just get my ideas from what's in front of me as I'm building. I'm very spontaneous that way. Yeah, I think I wish I had built it up like 2 above where it actually is now. Then I'd have a better angle to do all these floors on. But by the same token, doing it where I did it makes it easier for me to hide. And hiding is actually a pretty important thing here. This is a classic D&D style dungeon, or at least a classic D&D style dungeon from the dungeon master that taught me. And it was a fella so his name was Randall S. McDougall. And Randall, if you're watching this, shout out, thank you. He was the system support manager for the mainframe at the University of New Brunswick. And it was at so the Fredericton Science Fiction Society had, there was something going on at the library. I don't even know what was going on at the library. And I had something that I had to do, and I don't even know how I got into this, but I saw these guys there, and Randall was teaching people how to play Dungeons and Dragons at the public library. And at the first game, I was hooked. And Randall had this dungeon. Oh my, I don't know how big it was. I honestly don't. I played in this dungeon for years and never saw the full extent of it. There were guys that had. Apparently, we were not the first group to go through it. Some of the other guys had gone through it already, but man, we had, I hesitate to even say hours. We had months worth of fun coming out of Randall's dungeon, and it was, I don't know, I seem to remember 20 or 30 levels exploring of this thing, and you never explored a full level at a time and then moved on to the next. No, that's not the way it worked. And that's the premise that I took when I was building my dungeon too, is that you don't just build a dungeon with one way up and one way down. Oh, no. You build your dungeons with multiple ways onto each floor, and you have to put a lot of work in to be able to actually map out the entire thing, and a lot of thought into it. The effort that Randall put into this thing had to have been just extraordinary. Oh, chicken just laid an egg. I heard him. Just looking to do a little cleanup here. There we go. Just gonna put a few torches down. Wow! A lot of guys wanting to get into that dungeon. Alrighty. Just goes so much faster this way, but I'm gonna run into a block here. Yeah. This part of the process can be a little tedious, but it's also kind of cathartic because it's rather mindless. When I start getting into the actual building of the dungeon, then things get a little more difficult. I'll be referring to the map a lot. And last time, like I said in the previous episode, the last time I put orange blocks in, every third block was an orange block. I didn't really work out all that well, so I'm hoping the redstone grids are going to work better. I will have to remove the redstone grid everywhere where I want to put a wall, but we'll see. Trial and error, right? Wonder if doing it sideways. Well, doing it sideways down here wouldn't help, but up on top it might. Down here, I feel this is definitely the fastest way to do it. Just don't go so fast that you. Actually, because I'm making this so big, I might be able to either on one side, I think on one side, I would get the, what am I trying to say here? Holy crap. Nice boy, Trizart, kind of slow. I might be able to shrink it a little bit on one side, or I might actually make the outer walls really, really thick. Just so that people trying to... Oh, you know what I might do? That would be interesting. So, I was thinking, make the outer walls really, really thick so that people who were just randomly digging couldn't dig into the dungeon. But what I might actually do is make the outer walls obsidian, which I suppose, or bedrock, that's it. I can do bedrock in creative, can I? Make it bedrock so that nobody can actually dig through the walls. Because I don't want people screwing up my creation here. Of course, I also can't tell you how many times I've had to dig through the walls to get myself out because I've gotten lost. That is another thing. The way that I want to do this, if it works out, the fact that I have so many choices in this dungeon is going to make it really difficult, long, and time-consuming to build or to film and to put up the final result. I can build the whole dungeon relatively easy. Like I said, I've done it 3 times before in 3 different games. This is my 2nd time in Minecraft alone. But the way I want to film it, if it works, it's going to take a lot of work to do, but it's going to be so cool. Yeah, see, I might even leave some of this open as kind of a more natural cave. Doing it this way seems to be a lot faster, so I'm going to try and get all of this done as much as I can first. Because when I get down there, I'm going to have to jump up at more of an angle again. And that always causes me to have to slow down because I screw stuff up. Jesus is almost putting me to sleep. There you go. If anyone want a video to put people to sleep to? It's probably not a ringing endorsement of me as a YouTuber. He can put people to sleep in seconds. I might not actually have a dirt patch. Oh, 1 second, guys. Yes, dear.
I'm just doing research and stuff.
Okay. I'm okay. You want to say hi to the camera?
No,
Oh, okay.
that's your shit.
Have fun, dear.
Bye-bye.
It was a flyby hugging. Mrs. Darth Tigger wanted a hug. I'm going to have to look at what I'm going to do down at that end. It seems pretty open over top of that river down there. But that is something for a later time. Right now, I just want to get the basic grid layout down. Don't want to get myself stuck either. Oops. Holy crap, I started streaming 65 minutes ago? I've been doing this 65 minutes. See what kind of effort it takes to do that? I haven't even got the floor done yet. You know, honestly, I am going to be quite interested in how many minutes of video that I have building this dungeon. just to see the full level of effort that goes into building something like this. At some point, I may actually go through and count the day-night cycles that I went through. That would be interesting too. You know what I might do? I might stick a couple of redstone torches down there and light up the whole grid. I'm actually quite glad that the mobs are non-aggro in creative mode. This looks like it's going to be nearly my last. I think that was some sort of a wolf or a dog or something. All right. last row. Get up out of here. Oh, there is going to be some dirt. Look at that. Oh, there's going to be a fair bit of it. Okay. So yeah, leave a comment down below if you think I should leave the dirt patches as dirt. I'll show them to you again in a minute. I don't like not having light. Aziz, light! Uh-oh. Excuse me. Oh, more Endermen. I hate Endermen. So here's something I don't know. If I leave this here as dirt, which is currently grass, and it is out of the sun, will it turn back to dirt? Or will it stay grass? What is that sound? Is that the guys that I trapped underneath? Because they don't die now. No sun, stay alive. All right. So there we are. So let me know in the comments below, guys. Should I leave that as dirt, or should I change it into stone? So now it is time to finish the redstone lines. 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to bother with any little gaps that I have right now. 1, 2, 3. I'll be able to fix those Because once I do all of the lines in this direction, then I'm going to have to do the lines in the opposite direction. And who knows, some of them may actually just fix themselves. I will have to move the torches at some point, but I don't want to right now. It would slow me down too much. One, two, three. And again, I know I'm making it too big, but at this point, I don't really care all that much. I'm just roughing the whole thing out right now. I might actually do that. Let me just see. I'd actually put one in the middle and just see how it radiates out. Oops. Maybe I walk slower on the ground. Less gaps. Creeper! One, two, three. Gotta go. What the heck? Is that a skeleton riding it? No. I thought for a second it was a skeleton riding a spider. I don't know that I've ever seen a skeleton riding a spider. I know it's possible, but I don't think I've ever seen it. Huh. So either I got the redstone wrong somewhere, and I can check that in a second, or I built this thing one too long. Well, that looks pretty darn right to me, which means I built it one too long in that direction. Not a problem that actually means all that much, really. Only really matters for the camouflaging later. Get out of my way there, Mr. Zombie. This is my dungeon, not yours. Hey, new people. Chris Bear. Chris Bear? Hi, Chris. So, I don't know if you saw the first stream or not, but I am building a massive dungeon, or rebuilding a massive dungeon. One that I built 3 times in the past. And right now, I've just gotten the floor finished, and I'm laying out the grid lines for where the walls are going to be able to go. Because last time I did, actually, probably every time I did this, I've gotten a wall screwed up somewhere, and eventually I've had a staircase that didn't match up the way it was supposed to. Bye-bye, Mr. Skeleton and Mr. Zombie, and you just go fricassee yourself. As always, if anyone has any questions at all on anything, what I'm doing, why I'm doing this, you know, all that stuff, just ask. Any questions on Minecraft in general? I have a pretty solid knowledge of Minecraft. I've been playing it. Gotta be close to 8 years, I think. I've been playing a long time. Almost there. Somebody's still alive underneath there. At least this goes faster than making the floor did. The floor was a bit of a problem. Oh, I gotta be honest, why I put the redstone out there, I'm not completely sure, because having the outside wall as just a wall, I mean, I'm just gonna have to take all of that redstone up to put the wall down. I'm gonna have to take every bit of all of this redstone up in order to put the walls down, but it really is important to keep me lined up correctly. Landmark, that was the name of the other game. So I built this in Landmark, I built it in Conan Exiles, and then I built it in Minecraft already. This is the second time doing it in Minecraft. Landmark was pretty good. Conan Exiles actually was probably the easiest. Like, it was really easy to build a dungeon there. The problem I had with Conan Exiles was the ownership rules. And basically, I couldn't let people run through the dungeon without forcing them to break all of the doors. And that's not what I wanted. I wanted to leave the doors unlocked so that people could go through if they wanted to. At least most of the doors unlocked, I guess. There are some doors that I would like to lock just to force them to, find keys and stuff. Alright, so let's see how we look. Ta-da! Now I gotta do the cross lines. And then this is interesting too, look at this. That's that redstone. You can actually see kind of the gradient as the redstone peters itself out. Get back on the ground, because when I'm flying and trying to put down redstone, it doesn't work well. Wonder what this is gonna do. Oh, more people coming on the live stream. Hello. Well, uh-oh. Haha. Look, I did it. This is what I mean. That's one of the great things about putting down the redstone. I can get to see very quickly when I make a mistake. Oftentimes I'll make that mistake and not realize it until I'm on like the next floor. And that would just be bad. But luckily with the redstone it lets me pick it out really, really easily. Hey man, Zesfo. That's an interesting name. Thank you for joining the stream. We are just in the beginning stages of building a massive mine. Oh, did I do that? Did I do that? That's what happens when I'm not paying attention. And then that makes that too big. actually on a single. Like I'm not on a server. I'm on a single game, and I'm in creative right now. I might open this up to people to play once I get it done. To see if anyone can actually find their way through the dungeon. Like I was saying before, I said this on the first episode too. Once I get this thing done, even I get lost in it. It's that big. So I'm always interested to see if people can actually get all the way through these things. I had in Conan Exiles, one of the people that I let in to try to find their way through it, he actually died of starvation because he didn't bring enough food, and he got lost in the middle of the dungeon. I laughed at him. I think that was Willoughby. So eventually, yeah, I will probably let people on here, but not until I'm finished, because I don't want people playing around with this while I'm in the middle of building it. This is hard enough to build without a lot of people coming around. And most of my friends, they'd come and just try to screw with me just because they're my friends. Schneb, you know who you are. Oh, I finally ran past that redstone torch. I'm gonna put another redstone torch kind of in the middle just to see how it radiates out on a grid system like this. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, last time you see where the redstone lines are intersecting and making these little almost circular dots. Last time all I did was I put an orange wool block, I think it was, in that spot, and it actually became pretty difficult to keep everything straight. So I'm hoping this will be better. How long have we been streaming? 105 minutes we've been at this time. I haven't checked to see how long we went last time. I'm going to keep a running total, and I'll let you guys know. So if you ever want to do something like this yourself, you'll know how much work goes into it. Even if I've only been doing this, let's just say 20 minutes, or sorry, the first episode was only like 20 minutes. That still puts me at 2 hours into this, and all I've got is a floor and half of a grid pattern. To keep me on the straight and narrow here. Ooh, that redstone torch grid over there, that should be showing up actually quite clearly at night. Let me just jump up and see what that does. Interesting. Oh, I missed one. Look at that. It's kind of hard to see because, you know, the further out that you get, the less it it works. So you're 1, 2, here you're 3 away, whereas here you're only 1 away. Yeah. Whoops. So what I'm going to do today, I'll finish this grid, and then I'll probably cut this video off for now because I got to get ready to play Star Wars. Star Wars: The Old Republic Online. My guild is raiding tonight. Recently, we've been doing a lot of world bosses on, was it Ossus? I'm not quite into all 258 gear yet. In fact, I think I'm about half 258 gear. Wow, there's a lot of things that spawned down below me. They're underneath. Oops, get out of there. So anybody who wants to actually do the dungeon when it's done, like I said, I'm going to be trying to create a series. So this is my building series of YouTube videos, but I'm going to try and create a series of YouTube videos that will actually allow anyone just on YouTube to try to figure their way through this dungeon. And if you want to really do that, you might not want to watch me too closely. Get out of there. But that's up to you. I mean, to be honest, like I said this several times already, I get lost still. So I'm not even sure if you watch this, if it's going to give you a leg up at all. Because it never helped me. And I built the gosh darn thing. Three times already. I know I've said that a lot. But there are people coming in and out of the stream, so hey, trying to keep them interested. Oops. I keep doing that. So as I'm doing this, I think Hurricane Dorian is starting to head towards Long Island, I think. Last I saw. I could be wrong. Is anybody in the path of the hurricane? Was anybody in the path of the hurricane? Did you feel it? And if you're back online, how'd you get online so fast? You must not have really had any problems. Tell me about it down in the comments. If you if you're in the past right now, or you have already experienced Hurricane Dorian, let me know. I will be grateful that it wasn't me. Sorry. Get out of there, Mr. Spider. Oh yeah, you're one of those creepers, aren't you? That's okay, just be a creeper. So just think about this for a second. Just think of how fast I'm laying down this redstone and how long it's taking me to lay it down. And what that's going to translate into when I'm trying to build actual rooms with walls and doors, corridors. It takes a long, long time to do this. One, two, three. Yes. To me, this is like just taking a magic marker and drawing a bunch of lines on a piece of paper. Basically making your own graph paper. That's what I'm doing. I'm making my own graph paper right now. Oh boy, lots more to go. Oh, somebody sounds angry over there. One, two, three. Yes. I want to go down and take a look at what that river looks like now that it's underneath. Figure out what I've got to do to make it look like it's naturally occurring through a mountain, and I'm going to have to figure out exactly how I make this dungeon disappear. Like, this is a perfect square right now, right? Or pretty close to a perfect square. Mountains do not come as perfect squares. Because when I get it all complete, I actually don't want people to be able to see it from the outside. Because part of the fun is just figuring out how to get in. Let's find it and let's get you in there, you know? One, two, three. You know, I have been known to host my own Minecraft. Well, actually, no, not Minecraft, but I have been known to host my own servers of other things from time to time. So, if I get a bunch of people asking me to host a server, I may start hosting one. But I got a lot of work to do before that. This is my #1 priority right now. What time is it? Okay. I'm going to finish this grid, I think, and that's going to be it for this particular video. I might have said that before. Oh, it's raining. It's raining again. Oh, no, my... You didn't come here to hear me sing. Although, I've been playing this seed over 2 hours now, and this is the first rain I've seen, so that's a good sign for me at least. You should probably let me know if you like it when I'm talking or when I'm quiet, too. I know a lot of people that like it when I'm quiet. Shut up, Tigger! That's most of my friends. Almost there. What, 2 rows to go? Then we can check out our handiwork. Ah. Eventually I'm going to have to fill all that in too, because I gotta I have to extend the whole thing right across the river to make sure that the river flowing through looks like it's going through a mountain. Last one. Na, 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 na. No, not quite the last one. I still got to do that. Or do I need to do that? I don't know that I need to do that. I'm going to have to take it away anyway. Whoops, that's how it happened last time. There, we're done. Let's check out our handiwork. Oh, did it ever get quiet? All right. That is it. That is the dungeon. So, and that's going to be floor 1, and it's going to go 10 floors up from there. So, we'll be doing that's probably going to take us a month or more to get that done. So, tune in next time. If you have any suggestions at all, please leave them in the comments. If you like this sort of thing, please like the video and subscribe. Oh, look, I got a thumbs up and a thumbs down already. Somebody didn't like me. That's it. I'm going to cry. Yeah, so thanks, guys, very much for tuning in, and I'll get on later. And I'll know exactly how long I've been doing this. So we're just over 2 hours for this one. And I'll add the other one. I'll keep a running tally of how much work has gone into this. So catch you guys on the next one. Stop streaming.